Hello, hello. Check. 1, 2, 3. Check, 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 check. How's everyone doing? Okay, so I see the room is starting to fill up a little bit. Super excited about that. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I'm really excited for the session today because it's going to be a session with some developers who've come to our hackathons recently, and actually our first hackathon in New York City. And I'm really excited to talk with them about some of the apps they built. I've worked with them to, improve the apps a little bit so that they're great resources for the community. And hopefully the session can provide a little bit of inspiration for you guys as you start to develop on the Snapdragon X Elite. The cool thing too is I know Gen AI is a big thing these days, maybe or a little thing, but all of these apps are Gen AI. So I'm really excited to take you guys through that and show you what these devs have built. So without further ado, let's invite them all to the stage right now. Just bear with me as we bring them up, because there's quite a few of them who are going to be here today. Let's see. So I'm inviting you guys quickly up to the stage. So feel free to go on camera. Just keep your mic muted for a second so that we can get everyone on and there's no weird sounds. You might have some permission issues as well. Jamal, maybe if you help me, if you can, then we could speed it up. Okay, here's Zoe and Ghana, and let's see, here's Go Cool, and who else? Oh, Abhishek, that's you. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Okay, got everyone that's in here. Did I miss anyone? If I did, just drop a message in the chat. We'll get you up on the screen. Only for people who were in the NYU Hackathon. So we're not going to have any other speakers today, unfortunately, but opportunities coming in the future. So who are we going to start with? We are going to start with, well, actually first, I'll tell you all about the apps that we're going to be talking to today, because there's some pretty cool, oh, sorry about that, Aryan. Let me invite you up. Oh, you got it. Good. So we have 4 teams today who built apps at our hackathon. I'm super excited to share them with you. The first one is going to be an app called Redact. And it's simple in concept, but I think it's really powerful in that it's a tool that's meant for extracting out personal information so that as you're working in environments such as the cloud, you aren't sending up any of your personal data there. I'm going to leave it at that so Abhishek can tell you guys more about it when he comes to speak. The next app that we're going to talk about is something called Code Guardians, and it's a VS Code plugin that was built to run locally on the NPU on the X Elite. Super cool because we did not ask them to build a VS Code plugin, and they took it upon themselves, and they actually came out with a really great product. So I'm excited to talk to them about that. We also have 2 others. They are Tutor AI and Legal Contract Analyzer. So Tutor AI is an edge solution for education. So it is meant to help students who are living maybe a little bit disconnected from the grid or who don't have regular internet access. They'll have access to an agent on device that can help them learn on a variety of subjects and at different age levels. So it's super cool. And the last one is Legal Contract Analyzer, which is, as it sounds, a tool that lets you upload legal contracts and maybe things with hard to understand language, and it gives you a summary of them and breaks it down so that you really understand what you're getting into. All of these tools, they're in a variety of different sectors of the free market, and they all do different things that are really valuable and should help people. So without further ado, that's enough of me talking. Please, as we go, ask any questions you want. The developers are here to answer that. I have a couple loose questions for them. And it's meant to be an open discussion. So anytime, drop it in the chat and we will answer those questions. So I'm excited to invite first to the stage Abhishek, the developer who made Redact. He was actually the People's Choice winner in the hackathon, which is why he's going first. We had 2 different prizes from the hackathon. The first was the technical judge's choice. And that was the Legal Contract Analyzer team that won that. And then Redact was everyone who participated in the hackathon actually got to vote on which project they thought was best, and Redact won. So without further ado, Abhishek, you want to come on camera and unmute your mic and
I can
tell everyone a
unmute
little
the mic, but not able to stream into the channel. That's what it's telling me.
Oh, interesting.
I guess that's the same for everyone.
I don't know. It seems like it because no one else is on camera. Jamel is typing something. Yes, I can add you as a speaker. Okay, there we go. So Jamel's on it now, so should have access to the camera pretty soon. In the meantime, we'll just make pretend music and I'll shake my head. La, 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 la. How's everyone doing in the chat section? Hopefully good. It's pretty foggy here in San Diego, so hopefully you guys have nice weather where you are. We got a couple messages coming through from our speakers today. Oh, nice, foggy. Yeah, it's just that time of year, you know. Abhishek, if you want, as Jamel is updating this, you can get started. You know,
Yeah.
I guess first you can tell us a little bit about Redact. I'll go grab the link, by the way, and drop it in the chat so that we have it. But why don't you start there, and then we can get into who you are as a developer and why you built it, and
yeah. So hello everyone. Great seeing you guys come to this event. I'm Abhishek. Right now I'm doing my master's in applied urban science and informatics. Not something you would expect from a hackathon participant, but yeah. But
much less a winner, right?
Yeah. And yeah, this was my first hackathon, and the app which I built is called Redact. There's a whole full form that fits into what it's made for. If you look at the GitHub repo, you can read that whole thing. But simply, it's an app which you would use before you go to any interface like ChatGPT or DeepSeek. But then sometimes you would find yourself removing certain information and maybe redacting some of the information yourself. Let's say you are replying to an email. Maybe you want ChatGPT to reply to give you a appropriate reply to that. So you'll remove the names or maybe some confidential information. So in those use cases, this app, you can just copy the email, redact the clipboard. It will maintain those redacted parts in the memory, and maybe when ChatGPT or DeepSeek gives you a response, you can again restore that information. Why did I go with that use case? I would say I was a bit selfish in this approach because it is something that I wanted to have, this kind of application. So, and also it was a really good use case for local AI. As you know, the hackathon was for local AI. So this use case was really special because it's something where you can't just plug in APIs from OpenAI and then use it that way, because you don't want your data to be exposed to their service, right? You don't know how they're going to use it. You don't even know how they're processing the data, how they're storing it. So that is a concern, valid concern, and that is one way where the local AI really shines. And the way you can now run LLMs locally and with the NPU chips, it even makes it faster and efficient. That really goes to show where the direction of local AI is headed, right? And so the model in the hackathon, we were supposed to use a quantized model of Llama 3.2 billion model, which was also optimized to run on the NPU. And why it was special for this use case was because if you're going to be running LLMs on your laptop, someone would generally you would expect that it will consume a lot of power, right? So in terms of power efficiency, it won't be good. But then since you have the NPU, such use cases are more suitable to be used in such laptops. So yeah, that's how I think this app fits into the terms and conditions of the hackathon. And the way I built it was...
Jump on the camera now if you want. Okay. Sorry to interrupt you. Jamel said you should have access to that now. Awesome. Good to see you.
I'll just also try to present my screen. Give something for people to look at.
I dropped the link too in the chat for everyone.
Yeah. So I hope you guys can see it. So that's how it looks.
No.
Is it not visible?
We've had some issues with screen sharing. Yeah, we've had some issues with screen sharing. It's not consistent, so it may or may not work.
If someone can see it, it's good. Otherwise, just listen to me. So the approach which I took was to build a a Windows application that is also cross-platform. So I had multiple alternatives. There's the most popular framework, which is Electron, and there was Tauri. But then I didn't go with Tauri. It uses Rust in the backend. I didn't have a lot of experience in using Rust, so that would have been a steep learning curve. And since this is a 24-hour hackathon, I couldn't go that way. And another thing, why I went with Electron was we were supposed to use this lmstudio.js SDK, which fits in pretty well with Electron. So I went with Electron, but then I still have some issues with Electron because Electron packages the whole Chromium extension into it, so the app build is like upwards of 100. But for such a small application, I built the app for the hackathon, but then if I had to build on it further, I would maybe switch frameworks. Another thing I wanted to have was integration with the context menu, the native context menu. Like you would have used WinRAR, right? So whenever you have a zip file, you just right click and it's just there, right? So you don't even have to open a new window, a whole UI or screen or something. So I wanted to have something like that, but then I figured out during the course of the hackathon that it was not possible with Electron, but I still have to explore that further. But yeah, another thing was using LM Studio SDK. I was able to run this LLM in headless mode and without even using the UI of LM Studio. So that's great. And since it runs headless, I was also able to like this app could also be started in the background whenever the program starts. But then you would think that if it's running all the time, I don't want the LLM to be loaded on the NPU, right? But then that's where the SDK was a good tool here because you could lazy load it. So whenever you're redacting the information, that's when the LLM gets loaded onto the NPU. So that's a great thing. And yeah, so you can just download the app from the repo. It's not packaged yet, so because I want to make some changes. But further, what I want to do with it is integrate it into the context menu, maybe add some shortcuts so you don't even have to open the whole UI. You can, and in the app, you can redact your clipboard. You can even, it even works with PDF documents. So if you upload a PDF on the document, it actually parses it as a markdown first and then redacts it. And then you can make clones, redacted clones of your documents, uploading it somewhere. Yeah.
I thought it could be really cool as a tool for, when you're writing code and you're pushing it to GitHub and you accidentally leave your API key in, you could probably automate it in some way too.
Another thing about that is, another thing where you can, where this Windows app, like another feature of this app is that whenever you're copying something, so it analyzes the clipboard on the background, and if it finds some confidential information, it will pop up a notification. So in Windows, it's a Windows notification. In other, it can even work with Mac, the native notifications, and it will alert you that there's a confidential or personal information was detected on the clipboard.
Yeah, it's a super cool. Thank you for the walkthrough. I appreciate it, and also thanks for making this app. It was really cool. I got to use it after I did some testing with it, and it works really well. And there's a lot to run with things like this. It's the simplest functionalities that use LLMs. They can really save a lot of time and energy and effort. And you wouldn't think that something as simple as replacing text is all that valuable, but this tool can fit into so many places, and it's clear that everyone saw the same value in it because you won the award. So huge round of applause. Everyone in the chat should send Abhishek a celebratory emoji or a clap. But really good job on that, and thanks a lot for sharing. Anything else you want to add? Otherwise, we'll move on to the next team.
That's it. If you have questions, just put them down.
If there's any questions, please feel free to let them, leave them in the chat. We'll get to them. And hopefully at the end, if we have a little bit of time, I'll invite everyone back up to the stage and we can maybe have more of an open conversation. But thanks a lot, Abhishek. Really appreciate you sharing your application. Yeah, of course. So now, next team that we're going to invite up is the Code Guardians team. So Code Guardian is the VS Code plugin that I was mentioning. This is the work of Aditya and Gokul, who came to our hackathon and said, we want to make something to help make better code. They really invested in that, and I'm really excited to talk to them about that and hear more about why they built it, what they built, where they see it going. Guys.
Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction to both of us and for our application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a basic presentation where I'm going to be introducing the developers who work behind this application. And I'm going to be talking about what this application is all about, how it works, and why did we actually build it. And then I'm going to be talking about my hackathon experience. And so that's going to be the presentation. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now.
Let's do. Go for it.
Hi, can you see my screen?
I've been having trouble with them, but I think it's been showing up okay for some in the audience, so
okay,
should be okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
we
our
have
products.
No one yet, but go for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So our product's name is Code Guardian, and as you can just see from the name itself, it's basically to protect your code, to make sure that your code is always secure. And the developers behind Code Guardian are Gokuleshwaran Narayanan, my hackathon teammate, and myself, Aditya Nair. Now, before I talk about the application that we built, I want to talk about who we are as a person. So I would like to actually talk about my teammate first, Gokuleshwaran. So Gokuleshwaran is a computer science grad student at NYU Tandon. Moreover, he's also a course assistant for the network security course at NYU Tandon by Professor Danny Huang. Also, he's the head of partnerships at Blockchain Lab at NYU. So he has an extremely impressive resume. He does a lot of other work as well. He attends a lot of hackathons, and I would say that pretty much our resumes are very similar because he's my teammate and we both do a lot of things together. So if you see my resume, my introduction as well, my name is Aditya. I'm also a grad student at NYU Tandon, and I'm a graduate assistant for network security course as well. And also I'm a multiple hackathon winner. I would not like to say like that, but I attend a lot of hackathons. I like to go for hackathons, learn how to like build creative stuff, see other people's ideas, get inspiration, and basically like make modifications like how I see fit for my application. And I've also won a few hackathons as well. So this is a very basic introduction to me and my teammate who built Code Guardian. Next, let's try to understand what is our product. What did we actually build? So we built Code Guardian, which is a VS Code extension that is a global extension that can be installed from the VS Code marketplace. It is a code vulnerability analyzer. So basically what it does is that it takes your code, it scans your code, and then it tries to expose what are the hidden security vulnerabilities that are present within it. Now, how does Code Guardian actually achieve that? So Code Guardian uses a local LLM that is installed on your own local machine. Especially for this application, we use a Windows X Elite Snapdragon chip, which is processed with the help of the neural processing unit. And this helped us. This actually helped us in like building our application as a whole. One of the reasons why we use a local LLM for processing all of the data is because it ensures data privacy and security by ensuring that your data never or your code never actually leaves your own device. Just imagine yourself as a startup developer who wants to like build an application from the start. You build your entire application and it's now time for you to ship it and then send it into production. But in this process, you completely forgot about certain hidden security aspects or vulnerabilities that were present in your code. So what can you do? You can actually install Code Guardian VS Code extension and local AI provider known as LM Studio, and you can run LM Studio and VS Code extension and ensure that your code is secure. Now, these are some of the snaps from our Code Guardian. So like it actually helps in finding vulnerable code. So, and if you want to fix the code, you can use GitHub Copilot, which provides you a very quick automated fix for your vulnerable code. So that is all about our product Code Guardian. Next, coming to our hackathon experience. Now, one of the main reasons that I and Gokul we go for hackathons is the main thing is for networking and mentorship. At this hackathon specifically, LM Studio and Qualcomm's AI Builders Hackathon, we got to talk to a lot of industry standard professionals like Nick, Dilip, Manish, and LM Studio startup head Matt. And we got to learn a lot about what they're building, what they're actually working on, and also we got a lot of mentorship and guidance from them while we were actually building our product. Second is the novel tech exploration. As a part of participating in this hackathon, we got to work on the first Windows ARM laptop ever, and also work with integrating local LLMs on our local laptop. So like these are some of the like benefits of actually going to a hackathon. You get to work on new tech and also get to network and mentorship with people. And the third and something that you actually get out of a hackathon is hackathon merch and winnings. I mean, when you go for hackathons, you get to you get to wear their merch. And when you win hackathons, it's such a good feeling. Like all of your hard work has resulted in a beautiful product and a beautiful winning. So we got a lot of hoodies from this hackathon, hoodies, socks, and a lot of other merch for the winners. And we also got to keep the Windows Snapdragon X Elite laptop that Qualcomm provided us. So what I would like to say finally to conclude this presentation is that every developer that is present in this audience should continue and go for hackathons and learn and get inspired and create their own product, as this can lead to something much bigger in the future.
Yeah.
And I'd finally like to thank each and every one of you who attended this presentation. And here are our contact links for me as well as Gokul, and our email ID if you want to like contact us further in the future and work with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a really good presentation. I've also dropped the link. I'll add the Code Guardians link for their GitHub page is dropped in the chat. As I mentioned earlier, I worked with all these teams to make sure their code is open source, and you can go check out what they've done. And I really would encourage you guys to connect if you have any questions about what it's like to develop on the platform, or come to one of our hackathons. We have a lot of stuff coming up in this year. There's nothing that I can announce today. Hint, hint, we're going to have more hackathons. But there's stuff coming up, so definitely stay in touch. Check out the page, and yeah, there's going to be plenty of opportunities. Thanks a lot, Aditya and Gokul. And if there's any questions that come up, feel free to hop in and answer them. Looks like Unira might be typing something, and Jamel as well. Yeah, really great work. So with that, thanks a lot for the Code Guardian team. We're going to bring up to the stage next the Tutor AI team. So they've built the app that helps you essentially learn on the edge when you don't have network access, and it's really it's a really impressive app. I used it a couple times. Hey guys, good to see you both.
Are you visible?
How's it going?
Hey,
good.
Good. All good.
So, want to share screen?
Yeah. Just a second. We'll have a presentation and we'll start it.
Awesome. I'll grab the link for their app as well.
Yeah, we're not able to share the entire screen for some reason.
Oh, you can't share it?
No, we can't share screen.
Jamel, can you check on that?
Open one more time.
I'll grab their application. Start by telling us a little bit about yourself. Since we have you on camera, at least we can all, hey guys, and share a little bit.
Hey guys,
appreciate it.
I'm Ricky. So I go to NYU Tandon and I'm pursuing computer science.
Hey guys, my name is Nemal. How you guys are doing today? My name is Nemal Bogra. I am currently studying a master's in computer science at NYU Tandon.
So we just
Yes, it's working.
Yeah.
Here we go. Awesome.
Okay. So we are Tutor AI. So we built an AI-powered education tool to help teachers in rural areas teach better. So our inspiration is social causes are close to our heart. So when we say this, we actually mean it. So when I was 18, I started a non-profit organization in India in an attempt to reduce illiteracy rates. So what we would do is we would set up libraries in rural areas. We were operating for about 2 to 3 years before COVID hit, and in that time we set up like about 11 libraries. positively impacting 2,300 students.
Amazing.
As Prithvi said, like social causes are close to our heart, and we actually mean it. So there's a reason Prithvi is my friend. So I come from the same background. I'm a first generation master student. So in my undergrad, I also built an app called Fit Farm, which helped farmers like predict like which crops can grow on a particular soil condition. So I actually made an IoT device
awesome.
which fetch the like hydrogen, phosphorus, and nitrogen components from the soil, and it actually
Wow.
I implemented the ML algorithms like random forest and SVMs to like predict what types of soils, what type of crops can grow on it. So like it's an easy to use data driven tool like which help. And I also supplied like couple of 10 to 15 devices to my own village, so the farmers can use it.
So that was the
That's
inspiration.
awesome.
So the problem that we are trying to address is the digital divide in education. So from my experience, what I've seen while running my NGO, so most of the rural areas do not have internet. Even when they do, it's not reliable. Second, there are not a lot of qualified teachers out there who can teach well. And third is lack of access to quality resources. So that was one of the problems that I was able to address through NGO, where we would source books and set up libraries. But most of the times, even when we used to run book collection drives, these books would be in languages like English, which they might not really understand. So this is the challenge that we are addressing. And through this hackathon, we tried our best to address each of these issues.
Yeah, and you guys did a really good job, if I might add.
Yeah. So what we have built is currently we have fetched multiple data sets of like books, literature books in like all the possible languages we can do. Implemented a RAG on top of that, and this tool is specially made for the teachers. So like they can get get practice questions, they can generate curriculums, and in whatever way of teaching they want to explain to the students. Also being responsible to the AI and following all the ethics. So we are planning to like install this tool on a local device, so the teachers or the institutions can locally use this model. And yeah, so the tech stack of our is we are currently using the DeepSeek R1 Distill QN1.
So we actually went and then changed it. I think back when we did the hackathon, we did not.
Yeah, it was Llama. Yeah, back it was Llama, and we're optimizing like Onyx runtime and NPU acceleration. And thanks to Qualcomm, they provided a like the 32 GB VRAM Snapdragon processor, which was very fast and effective in this project. So it basically does is so it enables Tutor AI to understand and respond to the teacher's query in natural and human like